Hey guys, welcome to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be covering the Ninjutsu Sora V2 and what I consider to be a 39-gram masterclass, so to speak. This is probably one of the best lighter weight ambidextrous mice you can get on the market, but off the bat, I immediately want to talk about what Shroud doesn't know about this mouse and why I think this is probably one of the best medium-ish. I'd say this is a more small to medium-sized mouse you can get. Now, as you can see here, the shape is very hump-focused, rear-focused hump, and it's thinner in terms of the hump compared to the Sora V1, where it's slightly wider than this. And I think the size most compares to probably an X2 or X2 Mini, with the grip width on the Sora V2 being slightly thinner than the X2 Mini. I can't really show that on camera too well. Let's see. It's right in the middle. And as you can see, the X2 Mini does come out on the side a bit more. You can see, there we go. The X2 Mini grip width is slightly wider than the Sora V2. And for some people, that might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. But for claw, I'd say a thinner grip width kind of helps with that pencil-like accuracy. And for most people, that would be a better thing. Now with the Sora V2, the weight balancing is actually super good on this mouse. When I'm in game, I can't tell whether it's where the weight balancing is. It's very centered, and it kind of helps with that locked in, like, forget what you're holding feeling when it comes to mice. And in my opinion, that's what all mice should strive to do, because once you forget what you're holding, it sort of helps you get into that flow state, and that's where you perform your best. I forgot like I was holding a mouse at all, and I just performed really well. To move on to the clicks, the Sora V2 uses Omron opticals. And in my opinion, these are better than what's featured in the GPX2. These opticals are actually a little bit lighter, which makes it a little bit more spammable and more like usable long term, because you don't have that heavy of a click, which you can use it for longer. Your fingers don't get tired as quickly. So that lighter click really does feel a little bit more premium in my opinion. And the side buttons are actually pretty nice. They're better than most mice. They're certainly better than the Viper V3, which is a little bit more dull feeling than this. And the scroll wheel is a smoother, quiet scroll wheel, which on the up press or the up stroke is it's louder than the downstroke for some reason. I can't really tell you why. Moving on to the coating. This is not the greatest coating I've ever felt. It's certainly better than no coating at all. This is definitely more of a more sweaty hand focused coating. I don't think if you had dry hands, this would be very comfortable to hold at all. If you have dry hands, it's a more slippery coating. Now, this mouse does plaster and advertise 8 GHz everywhere. But from what I understand, the dongle that comes in the mouse is only 1 kHz capable. And I don't know if it can be unlocked to 4 kHz later on. But I do know to access 8 kHz, you will need to buy the 8K dongle when that releases sometime in the future. Now, it's really weird because like I said, they advertise 8 kHz everywhere. But from my experience, the 1 kHz on this mouse is actually pretty decent. It's like slightly better than like Pulsar 1 kHz. Now, I do think Shroud was completely wrong about this mouse. This is Ninjutsu's like very best product I think they've ever released, and like though that's bar none. They really haven't come too close to making a product better than this up until now. I can see where Shroud might be coming from, because this isn't like Razer or Logitech or Corsair. Ninjutsu is very much a small, like less than 10 people Chinese company. So for them to make something like this and for them to have exploding sales, I actually am kind of happy for them, because this is the age of Chinese mice, where every mouse coming from China these days is the next best thing. In terms of like the consumer, that is a very good thing. Competitiveness in the market breeds for better products for cheaper or at the same price as what we were getting before. I think overall, when Ninjutsu gets their thing straight with the 8 kHz dongle, and when that sort of comes out for the public to get, and when they get their supply demand up to par with what we're expecting, I think this can be one of the top contenders for quality lightweight mice on the market. And that's where I think Shroud is wrong. Just because this is a smaller company doesn't mean it can't be a good product.